Good morning and welcome back to another decluttering video. This one, well, I say decluttering, it's really just making sure I've got things sort of tidied up and organised, and anything that needs to go out can go out before the holidays. So it's not a 30 bags in 30 days. I don't have that sort of stuff to get rid of. I've done my huge decluttering when I downsized, but this is the other side of downsizing. This is when you're in a smaller space and even just little bits and pieces that sort of build up, they come in, breed in dark corners. The little stuff that finds its way into your home, which used to be able to disappear in big home. And once you've downsized, it doesn't disappear. You have to actually just deal with it. And so this is sort of a, once every 3 to 6 months, just quick dealing with making sure everything's as organised as possible, and anything that I don't need, want, use, etc. can go. Because, when you've downsized, that whole sparks joy thing doesn't work, or doesn't work the way it does for some people in bigger homes. Because a lot of things can spark joy, but you still won't have room for them. So they can spark joy somewhere else, and, love them, enjoy them, but they're not coming into your home because there's no space. Okay, so today I'll take you through, actually did a couple of drawers, which I didn't film, but it's very difficult filming drawers in my kitchen. But I'll show you what I did because it's good. I'm happy with it. So directly under my sort of food prep area here, where you've seen me do things, that's where my pans live, and it was crowded, which it shouldn't be because it's a huge deep drawer. You can see how deep it is. So I was at IKEA the other day and I picked up a couple of these metal shelf stands. They're sort of like shelf extenders. So now my big pan that I do use all the time because I love the lid goes on the top, but my little ones just tuck under here, and it's just like that. And this one can fit back down on the side. And I did the same in the one below, also an enormous one. Saucepans are here, depends what I'm putting in the oven, what sort of tray I want to use. Look, there's no need for me to get rid of them because I have the space, especially in this organised system with a shelf extender. Makes a huge difference. So if you're having those sorts of issues, then I can recommend these. They're really strong, they're made of metal, they're strong, they screw together, and you can use them in all sorts of places because there's actually a secondary one that's smaller and goes on top if you want to. You can just screw it on. Now, when I did my pantry day one, I promised that I would do this, and that is what I'm going to do right now. It's a mess, isn't it? Look how much stuff came out. And then this is the problem area. All of these things, which I simply have to get rid of. Well, that's a lot tidier. Onions in here, and I've actually got a spare one in the middle because the far end one is where I put potatoes when I have them, and you don't want them sitting directly next to onions. This is just, I need to restock this. I need canned tomatoes. Probably got enough tuna, but I need some salmon. Anything else I can think of. Cans, this holds them and they can slide easily in and out like a drawer almost, and it just makes it super simple to get to everything. So that can go back where it was. Also, I put my insulated water bottles down here because I need to just be able to reach for them in summer. The two on each end I just tend to use for water, but the one in the middle has a wonderful tea little dispenser in it, so I put just a cold diffusion tea in that quite often. It's really nice. And everything fits back in again. I just got a delivery from Amazon that I've been waiting for because this is my current supply. Look, I have two sad little wipes left. That's my sort of sanitizing station walking in the door. That's where I go do my hands and then do my glasses, and I'd run out of lens wipes, and I think there's another one coming, but because if I bought 2 they were free delivery, and if I didn't buy 2 it was sort of half the cost again to get them delivered. Okay, what have I got here? Now this is what I stack my baking things in. It's a file holder and it works really well. See, it's a perfect fit, just goes in there so easily, and it leaves a little space on the side where there's this little bulkhead on the side, but I can easily just stack something else in there. But that is really handy for sheet pans and that sort of thing. Well, that looks a lot better. The only issue is this cake tin. It just doesn't want to fit anywhere else. I'll think about it. I do like it. It's a nice square cake tin. Do I desperately need a square cake tin? No. But I have it. So, what the heck, eh? But everything else is tidy and clean, more to the point. That's just my little flip out step stool, this thing in the corner, which is really clever for getting up high, well, higher, because I'm not very tall. And yeah, nice, clean, fresh, done. That's the word, done. And these are some of the things that came out, apart from a lot of crumbs out of the toaster. They can all go into recycling. This one, I'm about to do these drawers here. Remember, I did the bottom one. I'm about to do the others. And I've got a use for that. So I finished the pantry. Now it's time to do these drawers. But first it's time for an iced coffee, because it is definitely an iced coffee kind of day. So the top one is just all my cutlery. That's easy. I will take these out and give them a wash down, but basically they're fine. I know. There we are, all done, all clean. And if you're somebody that fights with keeping your cutlery, silverware, whatever you call it, from getting all over the place, whatever you use, these are really good ones, these stainless steel dividers, but any sort of divider that helps you to keep organised, that is the best. And these ones are particularly good because they're so easy to clean. But that's that drawer done. This one, it's okay, it's as well. I'll just once again pretty much do the same. I've just got knives, yeah, sign of age, a magnifying glass, and things like serving spoons and a little coffee fizzy thing that I was, you know, the aerator that I can foam my milk with. But yes, and I keep the sharp knives over there out of the way, and some things for opening cans. So I'll take these out, clean them, do exactly the same, pop everything back. Last one. This is the one that just is just a bit of a mess. So I'm going to take it out, clean it as I did the others, and try to get myself a bit organised. Now I said I had a use for this little jar. I have these things that fit on the end of my rolling pin, and they make it easy to roll out to specific depths. You know, when you're rolling cookies or pastry or something. If you pop those on, it means you automatically get that depth. So there are 3 sets of them. Of course, I bought them for these ones, which are the bigger ones that give quite a good sort of cracker depth. But having them sitting in a plastic bag is not my style. But that is nice and easy, isn't it? Well, that's a bit more organised. There are those little rings for determining the thickness of whatever you're rolling out. My little egg cutter. I got rid of one of these once, and I had to go and buy another one because I kept reaching for it. It wasn't there. I decluttered it. So, and you think, why have I got 2 sets of measuring spoons and 2 sets of measuring cups? Because when you're actually baking, you use them, you put them in the dishwasher, and then you reach for the next one. And so I often reach for 2 sets, and just because it's easy, you just don't have to think about it. And everything else in there is tidy. Everything's needed. A few things went to live in different places, like I put my scale down here, it fits better, but apart from that, it's all very organised. Another day of clearing and tidying and organising and decluttering, and yeah, there's been a little bit of decluttering, not a lot, but some, enough, you know, given that it's more the sort of maintenance side of decluttering. That's what it is. Once you've downsized, you just need to do the maintenance. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm going through bits and pieces. I've got one major hotspot. I need to tidy up my study, but I'm not doing that at the moment. The next step in my list is the buffet, where everything lives that I would normally use reasonably frequently, but of course in the middle of a pandemic I haven't been. But I know, to be honest, that those sides are fine. The drawers are pretty much fine, except for this one. This one I need to just tidy up and shuffle some things around. It's just things like candles. This one's nice, whatever this one is. It's a sand and fog one, which I must have got from TK Maxx. Yeah, that's fabulous. I really like that one. What else is in here? Christmas things. nearly time, isn't it, for things that can remind us of Christmas that's coming up. Another Christmas one, I think, of all things, I think that was a Kmart one, and it actually smells fabulous. These ones, yeah, I thought they're very nice George Jensen little tea light holders, so they should come out. I need to use those. Some lighters still work. That one still works. Some matches just in case. Something for tightening things which need to go into my tool cupboard. Now with these are coasters that I use sort of all the time. They're quick, they're easy, they're washable. Okay, then I've sort of kept these because they're pretty, and I could use those as coasters. Well, I kind of don't, but every now and again, for example, they are good for protecting, because they sound like metal, but I don't think they actually are. For example, I can use them underneath candles, like that, to protect whatever they're sitting on. When they're getting down a bit, it doesn't matter when the candles aren't used a lot. And then these ones, nice bits of wood. I'm terrible for this. I just don't know what to do with these. It just seems so wasteful. And I've been using them for the same reason, that they're good to go under pot plants and things. So maybe I just put them with my gardening things. This looks dirty. It's not. It's just got one of those sort of antique-y wash things on it. And then I've got some other coasters here, including the Christmas ones, which are really cute. They can come out fairly soon. It's not December yet. I refuse to bring them out before December, but I do like these. Oops. They're cute. The kids used to always want to know which one they had. Nobody wanted the fairy princess. So be it. That's what happens when you have boys. But they loved their Peter Rabbit ones. Going camping with Peter Rabbit and cooking with Mother. So there we are. Didn't have to be improved much, but that was all it needed. I think everything else in here is fine. Fun cutlery. I mean, those nice French ones. Other cutlery in there, and candles, because I've been to IKEA, haven't I? I know. Top up on tea lights. Well, apart from having that to put on, which I will do later today, that is tidy. Now something that isn't, well, it isn't particularly untidy, but it is most definitely dusty, because I had a plant sitting here which I have now moved, and that needs cleaning, tidying, sorting, everything. Do you ever do this? I've started peeling off a label of this cookbook, and now of course it's stuck. It just won't come, so I'm trying some isopropyl alcohol, which helps, but it was a truly vicious sticker. Oh look, it is coming. Really? Honestly, I'll be here till Christmas. Which isn't that far away. Yay, a small win in life. It's good, but it's a really nice cookbook. This is one of those read in bed before you go to sleep ones, by the woman who wrote Chocolat and lots of other beautiful books, Joanna Harris. So yes, that's definitely a keep, and especially now it doesn't have that wretched sticker on the end. Okay, step one, clean. Now the issue becomes, what do I do about this? I do need it because it is effectively the wall extender, right? So that the sofa can go there. And because of that, it just stays. And I like that it's exactly the right size for this marble slab that I have, that I took from an old coffee table that was broken. I got on eBay, but now I'm tempted to paint it white. I know I can hear all the screams, oh, but it's natural wood. Well, it's stained mango wood. It's, didn't come out of the forest like this. It is a nice piece. It's nice and solid. It's beautifully made. I think it was Freedom or Bay Leather Republic. I'm not sure which. I like it. It is useful. It is useful in more ways than being a storage area, which it also is useful for, because this is all the stuff that came out of it, including my little thinking people who can probably go somewhere else, but they just need a bit of a clean, do you think? Just a wee bit? This bloke probably hasn't had a shower since lockdown, I don't think. Anyway, so these are the things that were sitting in it that came out. Now, cookbooks, that's a no-brainer. They go straight, they basically all go back. I've done this a dozen times. I've got rid of the ones I don't use, don't enjoy. All of these I use at various times. When we're not in a pandemic and not allowed to, or not encouraged to now, we can have people in our homes, but only smaller numbers. So I have to dust those, put them back. But I do need some thoughts on this. Positive, constructive. The thing is that I have that colour, I have that dark wood, but everything else is light. See, all the other things are light. I have the lighter leather sofa, but then I've used this, which is a marine ply, and either completely dark or light. And I think, with the dark sofa, I think it might look quite good if it was white. I'm definitely leaning that way. I've put it off for years. So let me know. As for this triffid, it just keeps growing. I've just moved it so that it doesn't make inappropriate movements onto people sitting on the sofa, but it just keeps getting bigger. This is one of my favourites, obviously, for this time of the year, because it's full of Christmas treats. And this year I think the holiday season is going to be fairly special. I think it'll need to be honest. It's been such a rough year. This is something that I make every year because it's just so beautiful, and it's light because it's a pavlova, and it's very light. It's not sometimes pavlovas, if you buy them, they're excessively sweet. This one isn't, and because it's just then topped with plain whipped cream and fruit and some sprinkle of nuts, it's a very light Christmas dessert. There are lots of lovely things in here, even if all I do is look. Maybe a cake with some little creatures on top. Well, it's been a couple of days since I've done any more decluttering, but today I did get in and do the linen cupboard, which is 2 shelves of what I call my utility cupboard, which is sort of where I store everything else. So yeah, I'll show you what's there now, and I actually have done it because it's very difficult to film there, but then I'll go through with my decisions and why and what I've done. Sorry, rotten light in here. I've got that. I will show you what goes in there. But down here I have just tidied up my normal, this is just my normal bedding. I always do that. No, I mean to always do that. I just bundle each set of linen into one bundle and put a ribbon around it. Makes it super easy when you come to change your bed, and I know some people fold them inside pillowcases, but I don't like that, because then you end up with one pillowcase that doesn't have the same creases on it that everything else does. Plus it just doesn't work. I mean, all of that is not fitting in a pillowcase. It simply isn't going to work. So if you just had a flat sheet and a fitted sheet, that may well work, but for me, I always have a duvet cover, a doona cover in here as well, so that is just too big to fit inside one. So I'm sure it works for some people, but this is how I do it, and it's actually a bit easier, no faffing around. So that's one set of bedding. It's more my winter ones. I've got a summer set on at the moment and another set here, and one there for the guest bed, which is my day bed. Which does pull out into a full double bed. And then these are some cushion covers that I'm not currently using, but I will again in the future, just not at the moment. And beach towels and guest towels, that's all there. So that's those 2 shelves, and I'll show you what I'm getting rid of. Actually, I'll show you what I'm keeping first. This is just a tablecloth, and some sort of sentimental things that I have in here. Beautiful crochet tablecloth made by the grandmother of my boys on their father's side. So I got that. That's a family heirloom. And here I've got my Christmas stuff. So I've got a pile of Christmas things here. These are ready to start to be used again, which is always fun. And over here, that's the pile I'm getting rid of. These will go to donation. They're in perfectly good condition. They're clean, they're fresh, but they are things I don't need, is the simple answer to that. And these I will sell. This is linen bed valance, if you're going around underneath, on top of the mattress, and a skirt, bed skirt, there we are. And it's only a year or two old. It's just that I changed my bed and it no longer uses anything like it, doesn't need one of those. And these are some linen, it's a linen tablecloth, very nice linen tablecloth, and linen table napkins, 8 of those. So I'm going to sell those, just pop them on Etsy and, or not Etsy, eBay or Marketplace, probably Marketplace, and just get rid of them. But these will go to donation. So that wraps up this video on getting rid of some more things. And remember, it's about, for me, it's about the decluttering maintenance. It's not a massive declutter, it's about maintenance to make sure I'm not keeping things I don't need or want, that aren't in good condition. And it's not a huge whole house declutter. I've done that, and this is a matter of just keeping up with it. This is what works for me. So I hope you're enjoying the sight of me getting rid of some things and cleaning some other things and just generally organising. If you'd like to continue with this, then subscribe, give me a thumbs up if you like this sort of video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!